It's working.
Hello. Welcome to SideQuesting PAX Theater. We are your hosts, Dolly, that's me, and JJ.
John J.
John J.
Yeah.
J.
This looks more like Siskel and Ebert.
It does kind of look like Siskel and Ebert.
I'm Roger.
Thumbs up.
I'm Roger Ebert. You're Gene Siskel. It's the body type and everything.
Yeah. How is it going? Let me tilt this a little bit more. All right. We are in PAX Hub, the blimp. I don't know where we're at ever.
What?
We got a side questing. We got to think of like the airship. They used to have it. They had the oil tanker.
Yeah, it was going somewhere off in the north.
Yeah.
Whatever, North Atlantic.
We are in Seattle here.
Yeah, we're live from the top of the space.
Live. Thank you again, for everybody joining us. SideQuesting.com. Find us in the Discord. SideQuesting, Team SideQuesting, all the fun stuff. All of the folks are there. Let me put this chat. I'm gonna show the chat comments on stage so y'all can make fun of us. And thank you again to all of our Patreon folks. You can sign up for Patreon. We got some cool stuff happening with Patreon, JJ.
We do.
Talk about it.
We were just having a long elevator conversation about all
some of
of
the
our
fun things.
some of the things we've been kicking around, new and old.
Yeah, we finally start having some time to do, so that's good. We again thank you to all the El Presidente, the director, the top dog, Punctified. You can find them PUNKDEFIED on the socials. Always cool thing, cool person to chat with. Thank you again to our I think producers.
Something like
that. Zero, the prototype, Exaginous, Stefan Swanland, and Jeffrey Grubb. You guys are awesome. And
Jeff Grubb's a coward. He didn't show up at West.
No, just kidding. Decided to once we screwed him at once we broke the news at PAX East, he's no longer coming to PAX. Thank you to whoever the shitty, I forget the name of the company that does these pants that are probably Levi.
Dally has been
fucking fidgeting with I need glue or I'm gonna double stick tape. The knee on this thing came undone, and it's been. I just feel so awkward. I should just rip it out and then just have a big hole in there. Anywho,
you're not cool.
We're at PAX. We are hanging. We're about to head over to the Mix for their annual event. Mix is great. They do it at Summer Game Fest, at PAX West, sometimes PAX East, some other places too.
I've never been. Cool. I'm not much.
You're
despite being the party list people, I don't like.
Check out our party list if you're at PAX. I want to talk about some of the stuff we saw today. Day one. We're here today and tomorrow, and we were actually. It was funny because we started off the day by the media hour and Nintendo, hit the Nintendo area. We're going to talk about the games we saw there, and then we ended the day. The last 35 minutes of the day, it's like, okay, let's do a quick lap around the convention center and
feel for the layout.
Yeah.
The thing that's funny for me at West is that the layout never changes.
Yeah,
it's always.
But war never changes.
War never changes, or war changed, or wars change depending on which game you're at.
Yes. Yeah. We are having fun.
Yeah,
we miss you out here.
But like the that indie area, is always there. Is in that spot. PAX Rising or PAX 10 back in the day,
whatever, it's
always been right there. And like, the big dogs are in that original building, and all the smaller stuff and like all the merch stuff is in the annex buildings.
And then you have the summit, which is tabletop, and some other cool things. Some of the things we saw there, we're going to talk about that as well. Let's talk about the what we kicked off the day with, which was media hour and heading over to the Nintendo booth. Nintendo has the biggest booth. Sure. This is obviously their hometown
by a significant margin.
They are back. Obviously, they have a lot of stuff happening with the Switch too, and it was very cool to
very interesting because usually Nintendo is showing off stuff that's already out,
none of
mixed with new stuff that's not out yet. Nothing is on the market yet that's out here.
Yeah, no weird Switch 2 editions of Kirby. Forgotten Land, no Mario Party,
Jamboree.
DLC, I think that's the last. I think the last one was the Forgotten Land. I don't think they have anything. No other remakes dropping. I think that was it. But anyways, so they showed new stuff. We started in the kind of the. There were two booths that Nintendo had.
Yeah, they got the standard Nintendo booth, which is their
5 games.
It's their third party booth. Yes. Switch 2 exclusive third party, not exclusive.
Not Switch 2.
Switch 2 versions of no Switch One anything, and then they have
there was no Switch One stuff in the Nintendo booth.
Yeah, and then they have the warp pipe area, which is where the two big dogs are.
Yep.
And
let's talk about the first booth.
Yeah, the third party booth.
The third party booth, and they had 5 games there. They had Final Fantasy VII Remake. They had Elden Ring. They had Hades 2. They had
Borderlands
4, and they had SiLKSONG.
And they knew SiLKSONG was the big dog.
Yeah, they gave it the smallest area, the smallest.
It's so funny because they gave it the smallest. There's only 4 stations.
Literally in the whole of PAX West. Yeah. There are 4 SiLKSONG stations in there,
and you can't just walk up to it. It's like they have to give you a ticket. They just kind of knew we were waiting for it. So
we were still media hour there. So whatever.
Yeah. So I could assume later in the day that must have been who knows how long you'd have to.
Well, they were already telling people come back.
Yeah.
Come back. But let's start with the first game we played, Final Fantasy.
I hit that one because I was. Yep. There was most of the stuff was just I wanted to see performance.
JJ, you got to convince Dolly to buzz his hair.
Yeah, so we did.
I did this.
The bald bros.
Well, yeah, no, See, JJ is ears up.
Yeah,
I'm ears down.
I lost it all up here ages ago, and it made its way down here.
Yeah, JJ and I are just trading here.
It's like the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Hawk had 2 side
That's
Hawks,
right, and
Animal had a middle. It's the same kind of thing. We're woolly woolies.
Anyways, Final Fantasy VII Integrate, and tell me what did you think? We faced off against the Scorpion.
Yeah, it was the
very early
Mako reactor boss fight against the Scorpion. That's just where they toss you in at. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It's the PlayStation 4 version.
Yep. It felt to me like playing it on the PlayStation Portal. Yeah. Same kind of fidelity.
Yeah. It wasn't particularly crisp, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it's definitely not the best looking version of Final Fantasy VII, but the fact that it works on there at all is because a lot of the stuff is showing you the sort of we still don't really know what the Switch 2 is capable of.
Right.
We're still, everyone's kind of, because the third party stuff, everyone's kind of feeling it out. Because for and it's the same thing with the ports and stuff. For every good port, there's a bad port of something, and we'll talk about one of those in a minute.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy VII, I didn't notice any frame rate issues.
No, it was a good. Yeah. It's a good port.
Yeah, I'm not good at judging what where 30, 60, whatever kind of stuff.
Yeah.
40, maybe it's 45. I don't know. What I can tell you is that there wasn't any stutter. So, which is that. So, I was happy with that. I mean, I've played the entirety of that game twice now. So I'm not going to play it again on the Switch 2.
I am halfway through the version on the PS5. Probably won't play it again on the Switch 2 unless it goes on a heavy sale. Then I might just get it.
It'll be like a Steam sale where it's $25. It's
I really want it to be a physical, not key card, but physical. I'll buy it if it's a put the game on an actual card version. Not
I'll be interested to see because they were saying that the Final Fantasy trilogy is in its totality I'll be interested to see how the second one goes because
I haven't played the second one, so that's why that's the one.
Because that second one doesn't exist outside of the PlayStation 5 and PC and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to shake out on the Switch 2. Based on some of the other stuff we saw today, we should jump into the next one.
Yeah. So after we left that, which was pretty good, pretty positive. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VII, definitely the one to get if you want to go for it there. Yeah. Then we saw Elden Ring.
Oh boy, Elden Ring.
Did we see it? I don't think it saw us.
Yeah. Boy, that is tarnished edition.
We saw 2 versions. Indeed. We saw 2 versions.
Dally played it. I didn't want to. Yeah. I don't care.
I played it docked. Yeah. And rough to say the least.
The fidelity is miserable on that thing.
Very low. I noticed frame rate issues immediately.
Yeah. And draw distance was garbage.
Colorization was not good.
Not good.
Hues missing a lot of stuff. And I had played enough of the original Elden Ring to appreciate it and to really love the visuals. This was noticeable how poor it looked.
I'm actually kind of baffled because the Switch 2, for all intent and purposes, can run some really. I mean, Madden looks pretty good.
Yeah, Madden looks good.
WWE looks really
Cyberpunk
good.
looks
Cyberpunk
good.
Looks great.
Yep.
I don't know what, like, Elden Ring's not a workhorse game.
I don't think. I don't know who's doing the actual porting.
Yeah.
I don't think it's From Software doing the porting.
It couldn't be. Couldn't possibly be. Yeah, it doesn't seem optimized well at all.
Yeah, so it didn't look good docked.
Yeah.
So then JJ later on, JJ's like, hey, there's a table of them, just in handheld mode. Look over someone's shoulder.
Yeah, because as he was waiting for
SiLKSONG,
I just kind of wandered because I was like, I gotta see, and I was just standing over somebody's shoulder, and in handheld mode, oh my god, it was like 20 frames per second. It looked jittery. It looked so bad. If 20 frames per second, if at best. At best, even muddier. That's the high mark.
And that you could say, there's the old adage of night and day.
Yeah.
This was night and even worse night.
Yeah.
Like this is never ending night.
Yeah, this is like 80s Detroit.
I know and I know they really want to get this game out this year.
They shouldn't.
I don't think you should.
It's like, for a game that's as peak as Elden Ring is, like man, it just like, and it looked like there was like input delay. Like
that was the big part, was because they had you face off. I forget the name of the big kind of gargantuan old dude with the old
that's like glaring down at you from the top
of the hill or bridge.
Boy, when it showed that on the game when I was watching you, it's like he looked like he was like pixel art.
Yeah. And he leaps down. He's got the dude with the big Anyway, so and it felt like there was input lag. It's just not running. And again, I don't know.
And it's like we got the feel of what everyone else has been saying.
Yeah,
that game
I went in there thinking that can't be that bad. That was a different build. This is an updated build.
Yeah, maybe since Gamescom they'll update it or something.
Sounds like the same build. And I don't know. I don't know what's gonna like. If you're going to release this game this year, don't release it as a physical, even as a game key card. Just make it digital and call it a day. I don't know.
And that was like a Switch 2 announcement trailer game.
Yeah.
That was like one of the big things.
That was their Elder Scrolls. That was their Skyrim version for the Switch 2.
You played Hades 2.
So, well, before Hades 2, we went to Borderlands 4. We said, let's try another big third party.
This is probably like Borderlands 4 is like the first like real, like, this is a next gen game.
Mm-hmm.
This
developed
is
for the Switch 2.
The Switch 2. This is a game that like I don't think there's a PS4 version.
Nope.
Is there? Mm-mm. So this is them like porting a next gen game.
Mm-hmm.
Almost close enough to day and date to count. Like it's at the same time. They're making two of the same game for the Switch 2, and that ran really well.
Yeah, it ran well. I don't think it was running at 60.
No,
it was definitely it was 30. It was 30. Very stable.
I didn't have any frame drops.
Yeah,
in mine.
There were talk about the visual, just the fidelity.
Yeah, it was muddy. It feels like when I was saying to you, it feels like when you have like your you need like 8. This game needs 16 or 8 gigs of video, and you've got 6.
You got 6,
and like
it's 2/3 of the way, basically.
Yeah, the game,
3/4.
The assets kind of like everything looks like hasn't populated fully yet. Like you get those like low res things when you're like when the game's trying to write the data moving in and stuff, but it never comes into like full view because it's just that the game's going to look muddy. The game's going to look low res-ish. It doesn't look
like I noticed
pretty. I don't know if you walked by Borderlands 4, the booth proper.
I did. Yeah.
Significant difference.
Yeah.
But it plays really well.
And you know what? For the folks that want to, there is, if you have a Switch 2, you can just get this version. I mean, unless you're really into visual fidelity, which I don't want to say it that way, unless visual fidelity is the reason you would buy a Borderlands game, which I don't think it ever is for anybody. If you want to play, I mean, it functioned really well, and I was actually having a good time with it.
Good time. Yeah. I mean, they just kind of toss you into 2 monster closets. Yeah. It just to show us, because it really felt like what they were trying to show with this demo was that they can have a lot of
stuff on the screen. And there were a lot of enemies.
There's a lot going on. You're getting kind of bombarded from all angles.
It started off slow. Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm taking one at a time. And I'm thinking, okay, it's kind of an empty. And then it picks up. And then JJ was as I kind of finished my rounds, but then I watched JJ for a little bit, and he was further along than I was, and obviously you're facing off against stronger enemies as you go along,
different sizes,
and then there are points where you're having like it really felt like 20 plus enemies all firing at you. So it's cool. They were able to they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, and it didn't affect sort of the performance. Like a lot's going on, and it wasn't affecting the performance. They kind of optimized it really well.
Yeah.
Gameplay wise.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Whatever. I can't do it.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, I like the reload in that game.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's so stupid. Yeah. It's the stupidest thing. Like, but like you're firing your gun, and when you get to the end, you just throw the gun.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. Simple enough.
Yeah, and you just get another gun. It's like it's not a reload. It's like your final shot is you hit reload, you throw the gun, and use it as an attack, and then you just get another gun. It's stupid, but
I mean, I know we like to we like to bag on the Borderlands team now because 3 wasn't like the most well received in the series, and Tiny sucks. But this was good. Oh, see me, look at that. It's starting. I activated my phone. But it's you know what? If you can play Borderlands on the Switch too.
Yeah.
Good. Hades 2. I played it. JJ was just kind of putzing around looking at some other things. Yeah. I played Hades 2. That ran so freaking well. Like kudos to handheld mode. Yeah. Really good. Like, yeah, you know what? I am Hades pilled already because I love the first one, and this ran just buttery smooth. Dude, really good. And Hades 2 has been out in early access for a minute. Full release is later this year. There's no. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily putting a lot of strain on hardware in general, but it looked and played really well. And it's Hades 2. Hades 2 is good, and I'll probably be playing it on the Switch too, for sure.
Yeah, I played Hades 1 on Steam Deck.
It is more Hades. So, it really is more Hades. And then there was, oddly enough, the 2 best playing games were indie games at the Nintendo booth. Because the other one, SiLKSONG.
SiLKSONG. It's real. We played it. Dally, the coward that he is, chose the easy level.
Because I hadn't played SiLKSONG in a minute. I'm like, I don't want to jump back in. Just jumping into the harder stuff later. Let me start with the easier thing. You also played. I handed you the controller, the Switch as well.
Yeah, at the boss fight.
Well, because I'm like, hey, you want to try it out? Yeah, sure. And then he just gets to the boss fight right after. Yeah. Shit.
That's fine. That's where I'm glad that I got to at least do the boss fight.
So we got to do different things. Yeah. That game looks great. It looks
the animation is so beautiful.
That's got to be 60 frames per second.
It was sputtery smooth.
So nice.
Good detail.
Shit. Yeah. Handles well.
Yeah. It's just different enough from Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff is still there. It still has the, you're killing enemies to get the stuff, and you have to, bind. So you hold the A button to get your health. And So it's great. Like, it's still there. Yeah, but it's buttery smooth. It
next week. So it's this coming week.
Yeah,
which is just nuts. Yeah. This time next week, I will probably have SiLKSONG.
Yeah, I can't.
But I've got to jump back. I've got to jump back into Hollow Knight and play a little bit more of Hollow Knight. Yeah. But you don't need to. You obviously don't need to. But it's good, man. It's it's sick. It is the Metroid game coming out this year.
Yeah. Yes.
But no,
one Metroidvania that will be good.
But no, SiLKSONG is really good. Yeah. And like I said, if you got it running on the Switch 2. I know it's coming to the Switch 1 as well, but you got it running on the Switch 2. And I really feel like that's going to be where, like, Switch 2 owners, the majority, I think, will probably pick it up.
Yeah.
You're going to have a few, new console. You're going to have people looking for new games.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a tentpole Switch 2 game this year.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the prime purchase location. I mean, I think that'll probably still be Steam. I mean, there's 1.4 million or 1.8 million.
Yeah. Hollow Knight was a huge Switch game.
It was. It really was. It really was.
It'll be its number 2 platform.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think so for sure. So yeah, that was sort of the Nintendo third party area. Then we went to the Nintendo booth. The first party, the 2 games, the Warp Pipe Pass, and we had JJ had Kirby Air Riders first. I had Pokemon's first,
and then it was going to be a swap
Yeah.
And he was going to get, then we were going to swap lines because it was, then you got Kirby and I got Pokemon. We got in pretty close to 11. And by the time I got to the game, it was almost noon. So I was in that line for an hour. Dally got to play Pokemon Legends and then beat the demo, got in line for Kirby, and like got through the line somehow way faster than I did. I don't know what happened. It's like it's Friday, it's day one, we're the first crew in there, they don't have it hammered down yet, and then
it was funny. So I'll start with Kirby, because as JJ is saying, so he waited. It took him an hour and 40 minutes or so before he finally played Kirby. 10 minutes after he was there, I was already playing.
Yeah, you were playing.
And so you go through this warp pipe pass line, right? It kind of wraps. It does a little bit of a wrap.
Yeah.
And then you get to, you don't go right into the game when you get into the booth.
Yeah. When you get into the booth, they immediately sit you down on, well, they actually have 4 stools for an 8-pod location. Yeah. So 4 people get to sit, which I was lucky enough to be able to sit. And then you have to sit and watch the Kirby Writers Direct. Like, that is like
the gall of Nintendo. I love it.
Yeah.
It is so fucking Nintendo. The audacity.
Of Nintendo to make me sit there and watch. Like, everyone here, it's like, has watched this.
Yeah, the whole reason we're there is because
we watched this and we're like,
oh, but it was that specific, like, how to play section of, but still, it was still great hearing Sakurai in that area saying, just talking about how weird the game is and how unpredictable it is.
Yeah, boy howdy.
Boy howdy. So then
not only after you have to watch the demo of how to play it, when you get to the booth, they make you play through the tutorial too. So that like adds like another like depending.
Did you have to do all 8 tutorials or just like a few of them?
I did them all just because the guy that was next to me was taking very long to get through the main few.
So they want you to do like 3 or 4 main ones, just like the boosting, like drifting, flying, and like one other one,
and like how to swap cards.
How to swap cards, that's it. And there's like maybe 10 total.
And how to do the spin.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, how to do the spin, which are just go left and right.
Wiggle the stick.
And so you have to kind of wait and go through those. But so there's that, and then you actually play the game. So there were 2 kind of parts to this. You want to go over?
I forget what the initial
city trial.
City trial. They just kind of drop you all into a big old map, and you just kind of mill about. I mean,
select your character.
I was obviously I picked Gooey.
I did too. The first time.
I picked Gooey both times. They just drop you into that thing, and you just kind of.
It's just a big.
It's like the open world of Mario Kart with technically stuff to do.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot.
You're really just collecting.
What you're trying to do in this area is collect power-ups to power your cart up, so when you get to the
short mini game afterwards,
the what would be like the battles that you have to do afterwards. And things are happening, like you're fighting some enemies once in a while, like random stuff. Kind of
go jump into a UFO.
Stuff's happening all over the place. You're just
kind of trying to improve your cart. And really you're collecting like. And
you kind of want to pick, like, there's machines all over the place, and you kind of want to pick like your style, because some of the games you can't do if you're in a wheeled cart, you can't do the target one because you can't fly. But if you're in a flying cart, the drag racing one's kind of pointless.
Right.
And
so is the chariot.
Because they were like, there's wheeled and there's flying. That's kind of the main thing. And like, I didn't like it.
So the city trial is weird because you're going around, and like you said, you're collecting. Essentially, what you're doing is you're collecting the upgrades for your cart. So
you're collecting Smash Brothers stickers
that's going to make you.
They're just like 2D little assets,
and it'll make your jumps bigger. It'll make your special stronger. It'll make your defense stronger. And you don't really know what they're used for in the next section you choose, because you can build up all of this stuff with the cart, and then you're playing the drag race, and none of that matters.
None of that matters because you didn't pick up the appropriate stickers that you needed.
Says JJ hates Kirby now. Yep.
Yeah,
But
the guy that was 2 down for me at mine went on the second playthrough that we got. His bars were like to the edge of the screen. Yeah. And the gal that was there was like, I have not seen anyone get that. Like it was like 135 or something.
Yeah.
Like at the end, it's like that's massive.
I will say maybe that's why. So the first time I did the dust up, which is sort of just this arena and you're trying to take each other out.
Yeah.
Kill each other as often as you can before the time runs out. Like it's essentially 3D space Smash Brothers. Yeah. And then the second time I did the drag race. And I had the chariot, and the dust up was fine because I had like maybe 48 or 49 things I collected, and the people that were next to me had like 65 or 75. When I did the drag race, I had like 26 things that I had collected. So I was actually trying to do some exploring around Skya, whatever it's called, during the city trial, and they had like 85, 90, 95. So there was a considerable difference. When 3 of us did the drag race, I got smoked. It was why did I build up my attack power when we were just going straight in that drag race?
I
mini game thing.
I couldn't figure out because so clearly we were 4 players.
Yep.
All in like
the city trial,
the same lobby. Yeah. I think I saw one of the other people like once maybe. It was because it was all CPU.
Yeah. When you're in that city trial, it's CPU. Exactly. I mean, maybe one time I saw the other person.
And the multiplayer games, like after the city trial, when you've collected all your stuff, you go in there. You only fight them if they chose the same game because it gives you a screen of like 4 games, and they put recommended based on your machine style, and you pick what you want. And if somebody else picks the same thing, you'll play against them. And then if not, you could just be 4 people in the same lobby playing 4 different games, and like not enough. None of it's tied. None of it's done.
So I'm curious if this is just the demo.
Yeah, I don't know. It does not. It doesn't demo well.
It doesn't demo well. No, it doesn't. It doesn't demo well. I think it was maybe JJ made a good point. You know, it feels like the kind of game where you're going to want to sit down and go through, you know, the tutorials, go play it on your own a little bit, and try to get a handle for the game before you actually
because they just kind of toss you into Skya, the city trial thing, and like when you're there the first time and you're just kind of only experienced the 2 or 3 tutorials they put you through. And you've watched the Sakurai video, which really doesn't do great because, like, you're just kind of milling about in there. And the game's kind of slow sometimes. Like there are times, the movement can feel slow unless you've like, because I thought like collecting the speed boosts or whatever would actively speed up the cart that you're in. It is not the case. And I have a problem where I keep pushing forward on the stick, which just
me too. And it kept telling me you don't have to push forward. I'm like, well, I'm so used to it. Yeah. The controls they're so simplified, they're not intuitive. And maybe that's part of the issue too. It's like, anyway, it didn't demo well for me either. And JJ made a good point. I'm like, we're kind of tempered our hype for the game. Like I hit the pre-order button. And now I'm like,
I'm less excited.
I'll still play it.
And I'm not gonna not get it. It's the big first party game of this year.
For all we know.
I can't think of any other.
There's no other
that could come out this year.
That game is in the prime position. Nothing will come up beyond it for you. That's right. Vania. No. So I don't know. I played.
Yeah, my pass was expired by the time I was done. So I played
Pokemon Pokemon Legends ZA, and the way they had it set up was actually kind of funny. So you come up to one of the stations, and there's 2 controllers. I'm thinking, oh, we're multiple people can play at the same time. No, they actually have 2 PCs underneath the system, and there's an HDMI button, and on the side of the screen. It's so bizarre. And it's because they're different portions of the demo. They're 2 different demos running because they couldn't get them running off the same hardware for this one. Not like the other, like Kirby and some of the other games. It's not like you had different save states. It was like, okay, you're going to play the first part of the Pokemon, which is the Pokemon. which is going around sort of a free-for-all area where you're just taking on like a battle gets called and you're taking on all the different trainers. You have to get a certain amount of points, like 1,000 points for this first one. And you do that by defeating 3 trainers. And then you unlock sort of this battle pass. You have to get enough points before day breaks. These things happen at nighttime in the game.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying it's Dying Light.
It's Dying Light with Pokemon. But it was really interesting because it is Pokemon Legends, so it's not like turn-based.
Yeah,
there are you can have the Pokemon do certain moves, but you're also active. You're moving around. You're trying to, if you get spotted, you go into battle. You can sneak up on people and engage them in battle, which helps because you get the first attacks, you get first, dibs that way on certain things. But it's like an action-ish RPG. So if you've played the Pokemon Legends before, you send out your Pokemon and they will auto attack with just some basic attacks, kind of like
you can still do the like fun running around the field as the battle's going on.
Yeah, you can run around the field as the battle is going on. You can avoid the stuff. You can go into a pseudo turn-based mode because you can select specific attacks and you can kind of hit the X button to pull up stuff to do potions and things like that. But once you lock onto someone with the trigger, the left trigger, then you can go into and select your specific Pokemon attacks. And it's not like they're MP based. It's just all timing. Like the stronger attacks take more time to build up. The weaker attacks can build up faster. It's very simple, but again, your goal is to knock out as many of these enemies as possible. So almost like a battle royale, free for all type of thing because you're in a zone. Then that's kind of part of the unlocking it. And I can see myself really kind of enjoying playing that. That aspect of the game. It's very un-Pokemon like, which I loved.
Yeah,
loved it.
I think it's like of everything that we know is coming out this year for it. I think it's the one that I'm most excited for.
That one, and then then the second part of so once your time, this demo was like 10 minutes per each of the 2 sections. My timer runs out. Actually, I completed this battle royale thing before my timer ran out. And then the girl's like, okay, we're going to give you the second portion. You're going to use the other controller. I'm like, oh, I don't use this one. They're like, no, it's on a different, I don't know if it's a different machine or whatever it was. Put the controller down, grab the other controller. She goes to the side and hits the button to flip the HDMI and it pops up the other. It was stupid. So Nintendo. This is the second time I've
heard it in this thing, and it's just like you're right.
So
this
funny.
This is Nintendo.
It's the Nintendo we're talking about.
Man.
And
how do you just not have a build?
I would not be surprised if they have USB sticks plugged into this thing. Very specific. But anyways, it was.
I would love to see what these units look like.
Yeah. And so the second battle is essentially can you queue multiple attacks? No, you can't. You can't.
That would be interesting. Like some of those other like Final Fantasies where you have like the events on the side. That'd be kind of cool.
No, it isn't. But you can tap them very quickly. At least in this demo, you couldn't. The second part of the demo. So there is a Absol. Is it Absol?
Yeah.
A Mega Absol. So there's like a Mega Evolution.
The white dog with the
with the. There is a Mega Evolution that takes place and like a raging. I forget what it's called, but it's like a rogue Mega Evolution. It's up to you to go take care of it. So you get handed you get joined by a what do they call the little Lucario? You get a Lucario that joins you. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You get a Mega it can Mega Zord or whatever they call it. And you're taking on the Absol, but the Absol is already Mega Evolved. And the only way you can Mega Evolve your Lucario is by collecting enough of the little sparkles and orbs that Mega Absol gives off, which means you got to get in close. You got to kind of circle around the Absol, but you have to avoid its attack. So this is you as the trainer are directly in the Mega attacks, the Mega Evolution attacks battles. You're directly getting attacked. Any potion you use is you're healing yourself. Because my HP was at 85 when I started, and I didn't realize that I'm getting hit. I thought the Pokemon was. No, I ended up dying the first time. I saw restart it, and then I was much better paced at taking care of my main character. So you circle around, you kind of jump out of the way as the Absol's attacking, and you build up enough. You can actually have the Lucario do some light chipping away at it just with the light attacks. But what you ideally want to do is build up the Lucario and mega evolve it into the Mega Lucario. Yeah. So once you scoop up enough of the little orbs, you can evolve the Lucario, and then the Mega Lucario has much stronger of series of attacks. And so you do that a couple times and you actually win the battle. And I really enjoyed that too. It's like much more of an interactive Pokemon battle. So it's not just your Pokemon turn-based poo. You're actually involved and you're trying to stay away from the battle. Yeah. And it felt more action-y. And I liked it. And
it seems like an interesting way of doing it. Like, because they got those Mega Evolution raids in Sword and Shield. Thing. Yeah, it seems like a way of doing that, but in a much more interactive way.
They've been evolving the mega battles, but it was really cool. My hype levels were
adjusted.
So this is Kirby, this is Pokemon, and maybe now it might be like this because Pokemon visually this was developed for Switch One. It's a Switch One game, very basic designs for the backgrounds, a lot of low poly. But crisp, very crisp. 4K. This was in 4K. So while it wasn't highly detailed, everything that was up there was good, and it flowed really. It was 60 frames per second, I think, in the whole battle. Yeah. Flowed really well. Pokemon Legends, the first game was great. Yeah. Arceus. It was rough from but
by its very nature, Pokemon is
very different.
Rough.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was it was a very different style Pokemon game, and that was some of my favorite Pokemon games so far. This is right there. By the way, you have to find this Mega Evolution, and so you get to see the world map, which is the city. It is the size of every Pokemon map. It is giant. It is a massive map. So yeah, don't think like it's just a small section of the city. It is huge, and you can also fast travel. But she kept telling me you can't fast travel. It's been turned off for this demo. We just want you to see how big the map is and go from there. So cool.
You do just have demo builds to show off, but you can't make it one single whatever.
And maybe it's just this build. I have no idea. But I really enjoyed that. So we went and saw some other stuff, and we're gonna blitz through these because we're gonna be going to the mix pretty soon. We saw that was Nintendo stuff. We saw He-Man
and
the Masters of the Universe. And the Dragon Pearl of
Destruction. Yeah. We were laughing. If you look at the logo of it, it's literally 4 or 5 different fonts. It tiles down.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's good. I have to assume it's on purpose.
Not only is the logo good, but the game is.
The game is actually really good. I was talking to Dally earlier because it was there's this problem that you see with a lot of these brawlers where they make the brawlers it's either fresh and brand new, like Streets of Rage 4 or something. They try to make themselves a 16-bit game and it doesn't really fit in that category. They would constrain themselves too much, like Power Rangers. I just use Power Rangers as an example. I don't think it's particularly great. They constrain themselves too much to being a 16-bit game, but they don't have to. They just did for no reason. This one actually feels like an arcade game. Yeah. This doesn't feel like they were trying to make a Sega Genesis game. This feels like they're making an arcade game. So, and it's one of those old chunky Dungeons and Dragons,
big character,
big sprites on the screen. The enemies are big.
Cool little story too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a He-Man story. Yeah. It's exactly what you'd expect at a He-Man. You get the demo.
80s He-Man.
Yeah. 80s Masters of the Universe. You get to pick between He-Man and Tila. Mm-hmm.
At least in this build. We don't know if there's anybody else.
There could be other people, but I don't really know. There's not really a lot of other characters I'd be interested in playing.
Man of War.
Man of War, I guess. But you fight Trap Jaws to play a boss?
In the first level.
Yeah.
There were other levels too.
Yeah, as our final boss. We played the first. I would have liked to have played it more, but we had to get to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Might check it out again tomorrow. But just solid. It's got really good animations.
Yeah.
The hits feel like they have weight to them. The grapple's really cool because it's very simple initiation. It is walk into the enemy and you grapple and you have two things. You can either just like start pounding on their stomach.
I love that. Like he would grab and just like ramming my fist into your stomach.
Yeah, it's like really like a really visceral punch.
It's
like
very 80s attack.
Or you can do the press Y and an air and the joystick and you just kind of body slam.
Yep.
With your two things.
And you can hold Y and A and then he'll kind of raise the sword up and lightning will come out.
Yeah, and then
special.
Yeah, and you got the special where you have call in a dragon.
So you got to collect the orbs that pop up.
Yeah,
5 orbs.
Yeah, 5 orbs. They're
or pearls. They're pearls.
They're pearls because of the pearls of destruction. Yeah. I'm guessing. But like when you get those, you can call in Orko, and he's got a big dragon, and they're like casting fire, and that was almost a one. That was almost a one hit on Lockjaw.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Cool. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how much we were walking past it and we're like, oh, we're at the limited run booth. Wait a minute, He-Man's here.
Yeah, because it wasn't ever listed on what they were showing.
No, I think because they just announced the game like 2 weeks ago. Anyways.
Yeah, they never. Because the showing just said they had Fighting Force.
Yeah. So this was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. I was stoked. I really enjoyed it so far. So
yeah, and we took a look at the Nintendo Power Museum after that. That was so cool. Yeah. That's where we saw Metroid.
Yeah, we saw Metroid at the Nintendo Power Museum.
Metroid comics, Metroid art.
Metroid art.
But yeah, the Nintendo Power Museum is really cool.
Yeah.
JJ said we should check it out, so we went in there. They had a lot of the old clay props and stuff that they built. The mask that was Dracula's head in the famous Castlevania Simon's Quest thing. They had sketches. They had
envelope art.
The actual envelopes were there.
Yeah, like the pencils for some of the covers. Like they had like
nostalgia was awesome.
Yeah, the original art for a lot of the posters that were in the magazines. Like we saw it and I was like, they have the Superman 64.
Yeah, the art was awesome.
The art was like legit. Great. They had like the original inks or pencils of it. And the line art, it was like super cool, like for Superman 64.
Yeah.
So
it's cool. That was awesome. That was one of the highlights for sure. We'll do a quick write up about that.
Yeah.
Or just cut this section of the video out. The 5 hours. We talked to our friends 5 hours. We can't talk about it yet.
Hasn't officially
been. Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
It's so funny because it's on the show floor.
Yeah, and they want the people on the show floor to experience it first before they actually debut this thing. But you'll hear about it tomorrow on Saturday.
Just know that my heart is making odd movements right now.
Because we got up this morning and we met up. We got we went and got some breakfast. We didn't get any you got a Jones and I got and then later in the day we actually got some lunch. For lunch, I had a Coke, so I already had a little bit of caffeine and a coffee, and then we went to the Red Bull Creator Lounge and had Red Bulls. And then after that we had the shots of 5 hour. So our hearts are
and I've got 2 jars of Gamer Subs over here.
Yeah, buddy, there you go. And bumped into the No Sequels folks.
That was
great
fun.
to see them in person. They're showing off their game there. And we're gonna stop by their booth tomorrow. Like I said, we kind of did a quick lap today.
Yeah, today was the feeling out process, and then tomorrow is we're actually gonna play stuff.
Yep.
We did the Nintendo stuff, which is kind of like there's no doing
take care of that.
Yeah, because the only other big booth here would be Capcom, and there's no
Bandai Namco. Yeah. Oh, I played My Hero Academia, All's Justice, which is fine. It's 3-on-3 3D arena fighter style, but I think if you're a fan of that series, like my daughter is for sure,
it's mostly why you played it.
Mostly I played it. It totally fine. I think I don't know how deep the game is. They only have you kind of just doing a fight in the demo 3v3, and it was fine. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Being able to hop back and forth between the enemies is cool. So I
wish the Arc Systems booth had a Marvel fighting game.
As
part of my heart was like
maybe no. But anyway, so we're gonna head out to the mix here because it just started about 20 minutes ago. So we're gonna make our way out there and check out some more indies. Thank you everybody for hanging in with us. 45 minutes, had a good chat. You'll see us. We're gonna probably do one tomorrow as well. What did they say? Thank you, crew. Great. Yes, we're gonna thank you, Zero. Thank you everybody for joining us. Yeah, we're gonna probably do a quick one again tomorrow. We're gonna announce maybe some of our favorites of the show. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see how the day's going.
Yeah.
And go from there. We're actually gonna check out a movie tonight after the mix, which is gonna be pretty cool too. And yeah, JJ, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode of SideQuest. Toodles. Bye.